Floppy disk. By God. How many homeworks? Are we rolling? Rolling. How many homeworks did you pretend you forgot because it was on, or you'd lost because it was on floppy disk?
To be honest, I was always ahead of time and I always had a USB.
You're a bit younger than me. I used to go in and be like, man, I did my homework and I saved it to a floppy disk. But then I walked past a large speaker and the magnet just ripped the life clean out of it. But you know what I mean? Old guy. Truth bombs. Welcome back. Welcome to this week's podcast, folks. I'll give you the date as always. It's the 16th of December.
If you're here for the date, here it is.
Yeah, imagine, yeah. You know, people used to ring the speaking clock, but if you had no money and no thinking, someone bring up the General Banter Podcast. What day is it? What's happening, people? It's the 16th of December. 9 days to Christmas. Yeah, fucking Christmas, and fucking Christmas, and it's something, Elton Bombs.
Great.
Is that Elton John?
Mm-hmm.
Class. Our sponsor this week is Elton John. Always remember that clip
Elton.
where he was doing something for charity and then he started singing. And he was like, it was terrible.
I know. God love him. I love him too. I love him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Something from the table. Our sponsors today, as usual, are manscaped.com. Okay. They have a whole pile of emails that they sent me going, we have a lot of offers at Christmas. I didn't read them. I didn't read them because it was very wordy. And you know, you're reading it and then it'll be like, insert reader's own opinion and all that shit. And I'm like, I'm not reading that. I thumbed it. Basically, the general message was they have packages. If you go to manscaped.com, you can select different things. They've got this Lawnmower 3.0. Get that wood shaven down for Christmas. Get that Christmas log baldy and shiny. And once you've torn lumps out of yourself, you got the ball toner and the fucking deodorant if you want your nuts to smell like an old Middle Eastern rich man. But they sent me 3 of these now. This is the weed whacker, Maureen.
All right.
Which is for men, you see, who have got hairy ears and nasal passage. And you jam that up there and you give it a wee and then you go about your day like I can breathe brilliantly. Now they sent me 3 and I jokingly was like, this one's for the right nostril, this one's for the left nostril, this one's for my anus. So I'll give that a whirl later because I'm of an age now where the nose is getting a bit dense in the foliage.
They're quite nice actually.
Oh, they're great products.
When you look, it's got cool design on it.
Yeah, and if you've got a hairy stink, you can get it up there too. But that's all you need to know, guys. You can put your own packages together once you're on the website. You lucky bastards listen to this podcast, so you have the discount code available to you, which is 20% off. If you go to manscaped.com, put in the code GenBant1 and shave your nuts. It's a lockdown, man. People,
when it opens up again, everything you need to
what opens up?
The world. I mean, you can go see people again.
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna be some hairy dudes out there, like so.
There's gonna be some hairy dudes. I don't see the problem with a woman buying this either. I don't see.
To be fair, they're targeted to men, but it's good cheaper for everyone.
It's time for women to get their own back by borrowing their male partner stuff, because usually it's the male partner stealing the woman's things.
Yeah.
I used to do material about it. So there you go, manscaped.com. Get on there. Sort your bits out for Christmas or for the lockdown, because you know what women are like, man, they're just mad for the pipe during lockdown, aren't you, Maureen? You'll be like, you better have it shaved down to the wood, because I'll be in there in 2 seconds. And then I hear that from the next room and I'm like, what's going on?
Oh, Colin, this is so weird.
I know, it got so weird. Back in the room.
Once again, you've been talking
too much. Manscaped.com. Put in the code GenBant1 to get 20% off. 20% off the price. Shave your pipe. Adds 20% onto the pipe. Intro.
Everyone wins.
The General Banter Podcast with Colin Geddis.
And we got that was the quick sting for the guys, because it's 5 seconds long and then the other one's way too long and we're sitting around for ages.
I liked it.
Do you want to? Go ahead there.
The General Banter Podcast with Colin Geddis.
Right about here, ladies and gentlemen, I want you
And just remember, that was your choice.
to get yourself
Okay,
so
sorry.
together. This man will make your liver quiver. This man will make your
Yes.
bladder splatter. Let's all welcome the world's godfather soul,
Colin Geddis.
It's Geddis, actually.
Geddis.
Geddis.
Geddis. Geddis. Geddis.
Fuck you. Long.
I like it still. I don't care.
Very long. It's first of all, the Odyssey went on sale, my second show.
Not called Odyssey anymore.
SSE. And very shortly after that, it didn't sell out just yet. But after one mention of it, we're about half sold.
Yeah. Oh God.
Which is crazy for a second show during a lockdown, whatever. But it'll give us something to look forward to. So what I would say is, in my previous experience, there's like the keen people, and then people go, I'd go to that, but they haven't yet committed. And I would get it now, because what happens is there's another wave of promo, and then before you know it, we're on the last little.
Yeah, where there might be just random seats and people don't want them.
And before you know it, it's like, oh yeah, that's done now.
And then it's done, yeah.
And people are like, oh fuck, I missed it. I didn't even hear about it. So now is the sort of time.
Yeah, if you want to get.
I mean, I'm not you two. I'm not
seats.
selling them all in one go. Like, we'll push them out, gradually. Before Christmas, likely, I'd say.
But inevitably. Every time you sell anything,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter how long it's been there. It doesn't matter what show it is.
If I sold 8 of them in a row, somebody would turn around and be like, fuck, I missed them again.
Yeah. Are you putting on another
I've
one?
done 8 nights in the fucking SSE.
Yeah.
I've done 2. But second one is off to a very good start, so that's very exciting. Did some...
Exciting to have like a plan, isn't it? Or like, not a plan, like an event to look forward to.
Yeah, because you then have to start... You get the pillars of your year. You go like, these are the main events, and then you go, especially for like someone trying to come up with material, you gotta like slot. You fill all the gaps. Then you're like, let me just fill up everything in between that. And there's a tour coming. I've been sent a list of dates for my tour all across the Yuck and R everywhere. Can't wait to go to. And I mentioned this in front of like your mum and stuff, and I was like, you should all just come on tour with me. And she goes, oh yeah, we're all going.
We're all going.
And I'll be like, yeah, take the child. Yeah. Mind the child for a minute.
He'll be there too.
I know.
Enjoying it. He'll probably be drinking by then, be grand.
It'd be fun to be able to, if I do the SSE next time, take him on stage.
Oh my God, can you imagine? He would
And he's just
imagine
going,
he loves it, and he just like...
He just starts crying immediately.
Or he'll find it very scary.
I think he'd probably just go,
Yeah.
be weird.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny to think
You
about.
could walk out too. You wouldn't even have to
But
go.
I did some radio. That's my shoulder. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
I did some radio promo, and I was speaking with our boy Riggsy yesterday. He's a radio veteran, and I was like, they were both pre-records, and he was like, oh yeah, they're not getting you live on the radio. And I was like, what sort of fucking animal do you think I am? Like, I can't not swear for 2 minutes. I could have easily played along. Hey, welcome to the radio.
Yeah, but you just said it there. You'd be playing along. It's not your real personality, so.
It's funny to witness like people who present things, because they're like, hey, how's it going, man? Yeah, we're good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, live on video. They just launch straight into it. But it's so normal to them because they do it every day. But when you see it happen, you go, whoa!
Do you think radio people know they're doing that, or do you think it's just a subconscious like, this is what people sound like on radio, and I've kind of adopted this over the years now?
I think you always have to sound like there's momentum behind it. Like, we're excited to be here. It's all good. Have to be very fucking clear and audible. We're excited to hear fucking Little Mix.
Do you think that's a learnt thing, just so there's no silences? You make it very like
if you were to compare,
melody like, and then there's no weird like awkward like, I don't know what I'm saying now, so we'll just keep talking.
Probably.
Like
I mean, if you compared it to like this, where sometimes I'll be like, oh, let me just fucking look on the internet for a link.
Type.
My shoulder cracked. If all you were doing was sort of filling dead air between songs, you could do that.
Was that Partridge bit? And he's like looking at it till it's 12. Yeah. And the news or something.
Anyway, going on 12, and he's and it's like, at 50 and at 55. News. We've been getting into Alan Partridge. It's fucking.
There's this new show called Alan Partridge.
Oh my god! But do you know what? You know how good something is, right? It's a bit like The Office or whatever, the Brit one. when there's not that much of it, but there's so much to be taken away from it. So like,
and you didn't realise that every second is a famous bit nearly now.
oh yeah, totally. Like I mean, I thought like some of my favorite bits were like scattered across the series, and then I watched like episode 2 on the second series, and I'm like, it's all in this one episode.
It's all this one bit.
Oh
yeah.
my god! Put my foot on a spike. Brilliant.
What was the thing again? He said.
I still
is still alive. Who was that name?
Oh yeah.
Will Withers.
Up next, Bill Withers, who thankfully is still with us.
He's still with us.
There's so many good bits. Dan, or the bit where he's like dragged into a bit of an orgy, and he's like, "Your hand's about 30 mil away from my gland."
So much
and
of this.
you grazed it.
I'd never really seen it. I never really watched it properly. I know you.
It's fucking.
I mean,
good.
I felt like I'd seen it because there's so many random quotes. I'm like, okay,
And
this is from Partridge.
A
Obviously.
thing that like dawned on me was how much like Partridge David Brent is. When I rewatched it, like after all these years, I'm like, oh, it's so like real awkward, like weird bits. You're like, oh, it's very similar.
Do you think anyone who's created anything has just multiple people copying them?
For sure. I would
Even
say,
if it's not super, super, super obvious, or maybe it is. But like everyone takes
the good
something out of
people,
someone else's stuff.
the good people just steal in a better way. There's people I fucking look at and I'm heavily influenced by and sort of copy them. Like Ricky Gervais would have always been like, it was The Simpsons and like Christopher Guest movies like Spinal Tap and whatever else it was, and he goes, I just stole from that.
You just
basically
sort of collated together in a different way.
And then like things I've done in the past, I've definitely been heavily influenced by sometimes like 3 of the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, but what if it's like an actual character? That seems weird, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
There's difference like being like inspired to do something compared to like Partridge character, David Brent character. It's a character in it. Very obviously.
People do it all the time. There was not Bono said he has like fucking Elvis's jacket and someone else's hair and Lou Reed's glasses, and he was trying to make like the ultimate rock star. And we joked about that yesterday, and what he ended up with was a big old heap of shite. Hala uno, dos, tres, 14.
He's also Spanish.
Yeah. I'm fucking Spanish, man.
Yeah.
What are we, nerd? Dan! There's so many quotes. When she makes, that was one of the best full English breakfasts I've ever had. He goes, I'd have that 3 times a day, but I'd be dead. It's so good. It's so good. I've done 5 podcasts since yesterday, so you may lead this one. Any other crap?
Jesus. You done talking now? You think you're bored of talking, or?
Just to you. No, I'm joking.
Just to
I need
me.
to.
Okay,
I need to
thank you.
go. I'm distracted by the fact that we got new carpet this morning,
Wow.
and we
that's
weren't even there, which is
super
gonna be
exciting.
like fucking 60-minute makeover. I'm gonna walk back in there and be like, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk in and cry.
Like the woman in change rooms, they put all her teapots on a shelf, floating shelves, and she cried, and they fell down and smashed.
Is this a real thing? Can I get that?
Oh my god, have you never seen this? It's like one of the disasters of changing rooms. She things like collected
No way.
teapots, and they changed it all and had them on these like hanging, floating shelves, and
Teapot
they all
disaster.
smashed. I mean, changing rooms was the worst show.
this
they
it?
definitely made them worse. All the rooms look worse, and everything they just stuck plastic on top of your fridge and stuff.
Probably the worst moment for me.
Oh.
Well, definitely the worst moment. And probably any designer.
She's one of. Is that Linda Barker?
Yes.
She's one of those people who like if you
The blonde
showed me
one.
her, I'd be like, does she like work in the doctors or something? Like I know her,
Just
but I
as
don't
a
know.
face, yeah.
Changing rooms has to be when I built a floating shelf unit 14 floors up in
Why
in a
would you do
flat
this?
in Wandsworth. It was to house a very beautiful collection of antique teapots, and the idea was this thing just was in the middle of the room. I mean, it was going to be absolutely great, and it should have looked wonderful, of course, but I mean, I'm painting such a great picture because, of course, the whole thing ended in complete disaster. Right,
Why
girls,
would you think this
is
was
what
a good
it's all
idea, then?
about. This is our freestanding shelving unit. Shelves. Up. Oh! Up.
I thought you was supposed to be an expert.
Shut up! Is that better?
No.
It's like
Is
suspended.
it heavy?
Yes. Why? My brain can't comprehend why you think that would be
finishing
safe.
in Linda's room, disaster struck. The added weight of all those books proved too much for the freestanding shelves.
Oh, they didn't catch it on
Oh
film.
my
Oh my god.
That is all that.
Oh no.
That is all that teapots.
Oh no.
And put heavy books in the bottom shelf.
Andy.
I think we just have to put our hands up on this one.
As opposed to what?
Let's
You
run.
won't believe it. Fucking cat running knocked them all off.
I don't believe this.
Just put up photos of teapots.
About the white girls.
But the thing, you mean, not only some stuff, but it's like she collected them in her
Books, we
antique.
should
Who's
put
crying here?
books on.
Get the glue. Andy, get the glue out. Is that handy Andy, no?
I think
Yeah.
we better go sit down and we better tidy this up.
The combination of 2 days' hard work and the shop.
You under this stress, because it's nothing to do with you at all. You wanted a corner cabinet. I gave you a nice hanging modern shelf. Okay. It's not to do anything to do with you. It's my fault entirely, and I'm going to take responsibility for that. And I'm going to meet Clodagh and tell her exactly what's happened. Okay. And I'm really sorry I've put you through this. I am.
That's an old teapot, like, for fuck's sake. What would have to break for you to cry?
Anything. Literally anything.
My fucking nails.
Just, yeah. It's really true. When you have a baby, you're so much more emotional. Like, I would have I never understood how someone could cry at, like, a TV show or a sad film. I was like, not that I'm not emotional, but, like, I just could never cry if it was, like, a sad story or a sad movie. As soon as I had a baby, I'm like, anything even to do with a baby. I watched Toy Story 3 and there's a giant baby in it and it was crying and I rushed out crying because I couldn't deal with a baby crying.
Wow.
Because you're so connected to this, like,
But when ours cries, you just let him sit there all night.
oh, shut up. Why do you always have to say something to be a dick? Every time.
Our baby stank last night. He smelt bad.
Well, I give him curry and then he wouldn't brush his
Fucking,
teeth.
he fucking stinks, man. Like, yeah,
He
you give
eats
him curry.
full, like onions,
He
anything.
stinks, man.
He eats like an adult, like.
He eats like a fucking animal. Like, he obviously had curry. I was home late, so he was asleep by the time I got home, which is sad. And then, obviously, the last thing he had before he went to bed is like just a big glass of milk. So he's got a milky curry breath, and then he sleeps for a minute. And then, he came in the bed beside us, and I'm like, bro,
Your breath, I
you
know.
fucking stink. But
He
it wasn't.
smokes and I do.
But it was beyond, like, it was beyond. I don't mind. You know when if someone smells like onions, you go, well, you've been eating onions. But it had fermented a wee bit with the milk, and I was just like, man, you need fucking, like, bleached.
I know.
Stinking. It smelled like, like fucking, like a hungover stag do fell asleep in the room. You're like,
It's only going to get worse as it gets bigger. It's going to just be like, oh, he's not going to be one of those, like, like boy smell. We were talking about this the other day, weren't we? Like, how is there some, like, males can come into your house and your house just smells like dudes now? Do you know what I mean?
am I like that?
No.
I don't think I am. I
No.
try my hardest
I
a lot
think
of
because
time
you're
to-
very conscious
to
of,
not
of smells,
stink.
you really are like obsessed. Like you'll shower after you cook something because you're afraid of stinking
Yeah,
of
I hate
food,
smelling
or
like food.
you'll change your t-shirt after doing anything. So because you're aware of that, you never really smell.
I know what you mean though. Like I've said this
But there's
before,
some
but if
people
like
just have
Mickey
a
or
smell.
Aaron sleeps in your house, you gotta fucking fumigate the room.
We
when they're-
joked, do you remember at our wedding and everyone was staying in our house,
Yeah.
and then we had to go down the next day like totally nearly hungover because the whole tent was blowing away in the wind. And we were just joking, you, me and Aaron, that like Mickey was sleeping on our sofa and he's like a slug because he's gonna leave a trail behind him. So sorry, Mickey, but we just had
And
such
then
a
Aaron
laugh
said
that morning about how
he
you'd be
wouldn't
like
look
a
out of
slug
place with a shell.
with a shell on his spine. I mean, we were quite deliriously had no sleep and very
I was-
drunk. We're probably still drunk, but
Oh my god, I was poisoned.
Aaron had a t-shirt on back to front, so it was
And
like
a
up
cowboy
here.
hat.
And it was inside out because the label was out here,
Yeah.
and a big V-neck on his back, like helping. He's like, "What?" And then we just felt better by slagging Mickey.
There were some things that was so funny when they came for the tent and you had to pretend you were all normal. Like, how was the wedding on? You're like, and you're
Right.
poisoned, like fully poisoned. I've had
'Cause you-
75 pints of beer.
When you rent like stuff, you were renting stuff for like 4 days, but because we had it on like a Thursday, wedding was Saturday, so we had like a party the whole week
Yeah.
basically. But obviously after wedding party, the Sunday, the next day, the place was actually trashed
And you were
because we
just-
just had a full party, and then they were collecting everything the Monday.
Yeah.
So we never thought that through. So it was like 9 a.m.
And it was
there's
beautifully
people wanting
sunny,
to, like,
beautifully
lift.
sunny, and then that day was
That
like
day
gross.
it was raining.
And I just remember there was like you were looking around and you're like, what? There was like
Oh my God.
there was like 400 meters of tinfoil everywhere. I was like, what the fuck is going on? There was just images of like someone should have got photos of it. It was like
Oh,
a broken pint glass with like half-eaten burger stuffed in it and a bra beside it. And you're like, what happened?
And we had loads of costumes. We were dressing up. We had loads of those confetti cannons and everything. Because we'd actually kept it quite good after the wedding. We cleaned up because we had a thing the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a big party, but it was kind of like, right, we'll clean up because we're doing this tomorrow and the catering people are taking this away. But the next night, when it was just all of us left with a full stage and equipment, the place was just confetti stuffed in everything. And then it was soaking and then tramped on. And then people wore it. And just the place, like... And then we had to come and try and help them. We were like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Whoops. Everything was just covered in drink and confetti.
So grim, like. Oh,
So hungover.
dying.
Great though.
What was the point I was going to make there? There was something else cool happened that I forgot.
And this, again, radio silence.
Radio silence. No, hold on, I'll just. I forget now. There was some cool story I was gonna tell her about Mickey or Aaron or something. Where were we going with any of that?
Don't know.
Who knows? Any other crack? Did you notice? Friend of the show. Well, met him once in real life, but there was like the first proper same-sex wedding.
Oh yeah. You're
Big
allowed
Chris,
to
our,
convert your civil
competitive
servants.
strongman.
Yeah, he was the first one, was he?
First one.
Pretty cool thing, like, to have as well. Imagine being the first
Yeah, that's
one of something.
and sort of mixed race marriage too.
He takes all the boxes, really,
I
doesn't
know
he?
the guy stole all the thunder in
Yeah.
one move.
Yeah, he has it all going for him, really.
Fucking boom, 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 boom.
Very cool, though.
But that's
very
pretty cool. So you can get like a real
real marriage. now.
marriage in a church and it's recognised as real, even though it's all fake. Is it? Weddings? I had a few drinks the other night. I was trying to talk your sister out of not getting married. Not
Just so you can marry her.
not yet. I was like, you don't need to. What do you want to do? Do you want to throw all your money away on one day that you'll just drink and not remember it? Or do you want to have like 4 class holidays and remember loads more stuff? And they were like, well, we've paid for it already, we'll just do it. And I was like, well, I'm sorry I brought it up. But especially in COVID times.
I feel like everyone says that once they're married. They're like, you can do this. You don't need to be doing this and whatever. But you're like, let the people have it. Everyone wants
the
it.
boy watch.
Do you know, let the boy. No, but it's everyone does that, don't they? Because they've already got to experience it. So you have to let people. It's still very exciting and fun.
You gotta let people make their own mistakes. Is what I'm saying.
Mistakes?
Like weddings.
Why?
I'm joking.
Well, we planned ours very quickly.
Yeah.
At least they're actually planning theirs.
Ours was good. We got hammered. I was talking to Dave Elliott yesterday. Do you remember how much wine he drank?
Mm-hmm.
My God.
You can drink a lot of red wine.
And especially when you put it in a carafe, which just kind of spills out anyway. And the guy, I didn't even know if he was alive or dead. He just had sunglasses on. He sat very still. He could have been asleep or whatever the whole weekend. He's like,
He enjoys a red wine.
he does. He's doing the 12 Reds of Christmas. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I'm doing the 12 pods.
Every time we get that wine from our wedding, I think I should really bring some up to Dave because he enjoyed it.
Yeah, the homemade wine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's real good.
And I love
It's
when
the
people are
nicest
like,
red wine
you
I've
don't,
ever
you
had.
get hangovers and all, and then people drink like 4 gallons of red
Yeah.
wine.
If you drink enough of it, obviously you will, but not as much as general red wine you'd buy with it's full of preservatives.
Very
Lovely.
true. And I don't even trust it anymore after your sister said she worked in a wine place in Australia or New Zealand or wherever. And
New Zealand?
they would just fucking dunk the bottles and scrape the label off it and put a label on it for like a more expensive wine and resell it.
Yeah, she said they're all made the same place.
Scandalous!
And she's like, this one was like this much, this one was this much, and they're all just these ones are getting labelled this, these ones are getting labelled this. Here you go. There's
These ones are Guinness now.
Oyster Bay over here, and here's such and such over here, and this one's $4, and this one's $12. Like, she's like, and then if some of the labels were wonky, they would just get them home, and she's like, you'd be drinking really expensive stuff, and it's the same.
People make a real song and dance around getting pissed, don't they? You know, they're like, oh, this is very nice fucking notes, and this one, what's this one? What's to buy? Russians got it right. It's like, give me see-through fluid to get me dead.
Strong see-through fluid.
Yeah. Give me death water. I drink till snowplow pushes me home. I drink till I freeze to death, but I stop, my heart stop, and I freeze, and the snowplow push me to my house, and then I defrost at the front door, and I'm still alive because it stopped me there on my tracks. They're not sitting there going, oh, delicious. I'm getting hints of chocolate, you know. This one smell like berries and tobacco. They're like, nah, bro.
Why is it a robot as well?
Because I am Russian robot to drink. I am fueled by vodka. What about me in the office the other day with Ewan? And I was like, what is his relation to me now? Friend?
Love her.
And
I was like,
we were doing a bit of Christmas drink shopping, and I was like, is there any fucking Grey Goose in here? I was like, that's a bit much in it. I was like, sure, I'll get some of that Stolechnia, it's good stuff. And he was like, what is it? You know, he's full nerd about stuff like that. And I went, Stolechnia? And he goes, oh, Stolichnaya? And I went, shut the fuck up, like you didn't know what I was saying the first time, you fucking piece of shit.
And then we looked it up, and he was right.
So what?
I know, but it makes you think
I don't care. You say Stolichnaya. I pour it in my body. I forget I am not allowed to punch women. I punch women. Push me home in snowplow, dead. Push my frozen corpse down street to my house, please. Barkeep, I am almost finished. Can you please ring me up snowplow? Push me home. I walk in the street, die immediately, cause freezing. I only use vodka to thaw the frozen piss at the end of my penis. To take a piss. I know a guy in school who apparently took his dick out in a very cold environment and his dick froze.
What?
Cool guy. Yeah, but that's, yeah. Stolichnaya. Tomato. Potato, vodka. Vodka, please. That's the best page on the internet. Look at this Russian. Seen that? Man, you've never seen a fringe like it. Fringes all over it. But the guys are nuts, man, aren't they? It's so Russian to be like, I have coat with furry lining, keep me warm, and also Adidas tracksuit bottoms and flip-flops because minus 45. My body warm, my feet dead and corpsey. You pay me money, I drive stake through my foot for attention. Stolichnaya.
Yeah.
There's something about vodka. I can drink whiskey. I can pace myself on whiskey. I can drink beer. But vodka, you're just like, fuck. We're off to the races here.
You're either a vodka drinker or you're not. Like, people, it's either their drink or, like, I don't like it. And I know it sounds really, like, snobby, but I'll only drink Grey Goose because it's very, I don't know, it doesn't seem as
very
good
light
to me.
It's a wee morning vodka.
It's a little light one.
You get very fucking spinny drunk with it.
I don't like. Yeah, I
know.
think that's what. I think it's because I like wine. Sometimes people who drink wine don't tend to go near spirits, so I would drink wine or beer. But I don't know. Yeah, people are really into vodka. The only person I know who drinks any drinks is my dad. Like he could drink vodka all night.
Yeah.
But then also likes wine. That sounds like he's like an alcoholic. He doesn't drink that much, but he could drink anything. And
well, that's a good way to be. You know, you're drinking just because it's a little novelty of drinking. Yeah. You're not like, I only drink fucking 3 litres of gin at a time. That's it.
Or people who like, I only drink Carlsberg.
Yeah, fuck those people.
They just have one beer that they like.
Live a little. You know what I mean? There's people like that.
Go to Russia. Be dead.
What is Carlsberg?
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah.
A Russian having a light fuzzy beer?
Yeah. It's the worst beer. I mean, what a fucking... Someone should sue them when they're like, probably the best.
Probably not.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not.
It's just foam. It just tastes like foam and bad breath to me.
It should be like Carlsberg. If Carlsberg did good beer, that should be the slogan. What should be the slogan? If Carlsberg did.
If you don't like nice beer, drink this.
It should be, the ad should go, Carlsberg. If there's nothing else. That's the way it should go.
Yeah. If I really have to.
Yeah. Carlsberg. Fair enough.
Alright. That's all you got. It was the only one on draft. Should be
Carlsberg. Is it cold? It's gross. Is there kegs of Guinness going? I've for a long time there I was like, I'm kind of off the drink. I wasn't really fancying it, but now in the run up to Christmas, my body clock is telling me I could drink most nights. When's the Guinness coming in?
Yeah, this week.
Steamboats.
Couple of kegs coming in.
Couple of kegs. I discovered last time that one of my favourite drinks now is like the lukewarm Smithwick's. No cooler, just straight out of the keg.
Smithwick's is not nicer than Guinness, but you can drink more of it.
I think it is nicer than Guinness.
I think you can't compare because I feel like
I
Guinness
said
it's its own thing.
Truth bomb.
It's its own, but Guinness is just Guinness. Like you can't. I don't think you can compare it. I know there are other things similar to it, but it's not quite Guinnessy enough. You know, it is its own thing. It's its own ritual.
Yeah.
Nothing looks like that. It's just.
Have you ever had
Guinness
Beamish?
is Guinness. No, I might have tasted it, but no.
Beamish is.
Stout
Have you ever
as
had
well, isn't
Beamish?
it?
No.
Oh, stout?
Yeah. It's disgusting. Some of those stouts are really like. Ugh.
That's what I mean. I feel like
Guinness may be the least stouty of all the stouts. Murphy's is nice. They actually did that at Ravenhill. We went to watch the rugby, remember?
Yeah.
And I went, I'll go have Guinness. And there's like, it's only Murphy's. And I was like, excuse me? At a fucking rugby match? At a rugby match? I did not have that voice. At a fucking rugby match? What's this word commentary? I seen a coloured person in here. I just like to think that's the type of guy that goes to Ravenhill. You know?
Yeah.
He's like, there's no Guinness. And then he immediately goes racist with it. Between this and the Chinese, I don't know what the fuck to do on my Friday nights. Murphy's is good. It's nice and smooth. Another truth bomb.
wow.
We've talked for half an hour. I was trying to make this a 40-minute thing. Let me see if I can get this. I just want to play this clip. Let me see if it's up there. Let me see if I can get this clip for you. Oh, for fuck me. So, the way the fight game works nowadays, Maureen, is it doesn't matter if you're actually a fighter. It just matters that you're famous. Because it's all about getting paid, you see, and people will take a hammer in for 50 million. So, Jake Paul, who is one of Logan Paul's brothers, has offered to fight Conor McGregor. Did you see the call out video? Yeah. Can you hear this? You probably can't hear this, can you? Yeah. Or can you?
What is up, you Irish cunt? Good morning, Conor.
What is up, you Irish cunt?
McGregor, I know you're probably beating up old dudes in a bar right now, or maybe you're jacking off because you're sick of fucking your wife. I mean, she's a 4, Conor. You could do a lot better, but happy Monday. My team sent you a $50 million offer this morning. $50 million cash, proof of funds, the biggest fight offer you've ever been offered, but you're scared to fight me, Conor. You're ducking me because you don't want to lose to a fucking YouTuber. You're 0-1 as a boxer. I'm 2-0 as a boxer. I just came
so
up.
Fucking what? So what? You fought some guy who's also not a boxer?
Event in history.
said Owen.
But you want to fight Dustin Prober, who has less followers on Instagram than my fucking dog. That's a fact. And Dana White, you're a fucking pussy too. You ugly fucking bald bitch. You said there's 0% chance of this fight happening, but there's 0% chance of you getting some fucking pussy. Conor, you're scared. Dana, you're scared. Sign the fucking contract, you idiots. Jesus fucking Christ. Irish bitch. Fuck.
Listen to the guy holding the camera breathing. I'm a YouTuber, dude. And he just got the fucking Uber driver to hold the camera.
What a lunatic.
What a lunatic, but it's amazing that sort of like youthful, like, I beat a guy in a fight who's not a boxer either. And now he's like, I want to fight Conor. I mean, it won't happen, but I would just love if someone took a fight and was like, yeah, I'll fight you for 50 million, and just fucking brained him. Put him in a coma. It's like, all right, where's my 50 million? And then stamp on his head as they walk over him. Class.
I love the way people do that thing of like calling you like you're scared, so that it makes the person that he thinks that's going to make them want to do it, because it'll obviously just add to his fame. That's all he wants, is to be more famous.
Yeah.
So he's trying to be like as if Conor, like, what a lunatic. Also, why does he have to get so personal? I don't like when people do that.
Yeah, your wife's a fucking 4.
And you're like, whoa, like, what?
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Don't bring the wives or mothers into this.
Yeah. Get Dee to fight him.
Probably beat him.
Yeah. Yeah, she's probably angry enough after that video to like, fight him.
It's...
What a dick.
Oh
He just
my
looks like
God.
such a dick. I don't follow any of these people.
They're the biggest wankers of all
But
time.
he seems like such an asshole.
Like Logan Paul's less of a wanker, and he's still 9 out of 10 wanker.
Do you think it's just because they've obviously got so much money, they kind of think they can do just whatever they want?
Pretty much, yeah.
And like, obviously, if you're so famous like that, you're just like, well, do whatever I like.
Yeah, he's just trying to be like, you know, it's just getting more and more extreme. It's like, what would be good?
Imagine if a fight and he died.
I'd love that. No, you want him to die. You want him to just be vegetative.
Oh, God.
Because if it was like an MMA, like, I mean, it doesn't even... It's like him slobbering, like whenever they had the whole Mayweather-McGregor thing. Obviously, they had a fight, and it was... McGregor was never going to win that fight, but it's still a boxing fight, and there's still a chance you get hit and whatever. And you could see when he was like ducking under his arm and arm dragging him and stuff, you're like, if this was a real fight, it would be fucking different story altogether here. And if it was a real fight, like Mayweather would get smashed like very, very quickly. Like it happened before where like James Toney went into the UFC and fought Randy Couture, and he just like throws a wee jab, ankle pick on his back, mounts him, and it's over. And you're like, that's because he can't really fight. He can punch really well when there's no threat of anything else. But like, just took him straight down, bang, 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 it was over. Choked him, I think. But you would love if they fought. Because McGregor's obviously
But are they talking about a boxing match?
Yeah, a
obviously,
boxing match. McGregor's still a way better boxer
Yeah.
than him. He's talking as if like, if we just fight in a boxing thing, I'll knock you out of it. And I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Seeing that McGregor has basically, I mean, like almost magically touched people on the face, and they've just deaded them immediately, like, just like dink, or like the fight, the big ones that you think about, like, you know, the Aldo where he's like doing the move out the back. You see him on the CCTV throwing the punch, and then in real life he throws the punch and he counters, like bang, hits him with the same punch, and everyone's like, oh, and he falls on his face. Now, those are the big fights that you remember. But there was ones like the fucking Eddie Alvarez one where he beat the fuck out of him to the point where, like, you know, he's obviously dazed and he was scared to move. Like, he was scared to like throw a punch. He was like, oh, I guess I'll just throw one, so, you know, send him in a fight. And as soon as he moved, just bop, 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 bop. And he hit him like on his way down. He hit him like 4 times, like crack, 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 crack. And he's like, as he's falling on the floor, you're like, oh, just let them fight. Just take his 50 million and fucking give him a brain
injury. But isn't this happening all the time now? That we're like, it's
chat shit, get
like
banged.
Famous. It's all like how
it's clout. That's the word.
Famous you are. It's how much draw you can have to fight, not the best fight anymore.
Well, that's why they'll have
like,
actual boxers fight on the undercard of, you know, some fucking YouTuber fighting. You know, it's Chocolate Rain fighting Charlie Bit My Finger, because they're a bigger draw than these professional boxers.
Like, is everything's going to turn into this now? Like, just a
It's
mad,
like that. What's that movie? Evolution or something? That's more or less what it's like. It's fucking, you know, everything's covered in 500 sponsors, and, you know, it's like, that's the way things are going. But I would just, especially him, just like, he's got it all. He's young. He's learned to fight.
But look at him, like,
he's won
sitting
a bit
in
of
that
a fight,
car, like,
and then it
big
just
house and all.
like an actual even what's his name, Paddy Pimblett or whatever, put up on his thing. He's like, when you love to just crack this cunt's jaw, you're like, oh, I'd love that. Like, if a real MMA fighter, like, he, you know, you're like, you asked for it, and then he just
oh my God,
really gives him a life-changing injury. I'd love that. Because he's acting the big lad, and they're like,
I feel
guess
like this
what,
will
bro?
have angered loads of fighters.
Guess
though.
what, bro? Now you're blind in one eye. How's that feel? Enjoy that. Also, get a haircut. I don't know what it is with this. These cunts are like rich people where you're like, have you heard of a barber's, man?
What's your theory? Shave it all off or have it long, and that's it. There's no.
But I don't know, like all the,
in between haircuts.
You know, the Trumps and the Boris Johnsons and the fucking. There's a lot of these like, well, especially these boys, super rich dudes, and you're like, what the fuck is going on with your hair? What the fuck? You're just like, yeah, man. You've got like a perm up here and fucking cornrows down the side.
Yeah.
Shave it off, you fucking weirdo. He's also got big sucky girl nips, Jake Paul.
What?
Doesn't he?
Is that the official medical term?
Sucky girl nips. It's got big luscious,
Is that his fighting name?
luscious plump nips.
How do you know?
Because he rocks around with his top off all the time, trying to threaten people. He also wears 2 watches, which is like, who do you think you are? Retard.
Wow.
Because he's just like, oh, they're both covered in diamonds.
Tell me this,
or
how
whatever.
did they get famous?
Vlogging.
Just vlogging? They just vlog things?
Logan Paul probably more so. and then he had like a podcast and then a big range of merch and all. I mean, who does that? But he sort of
But this was back in the day when like YouTube vloggers were not as many, weren't there? And there was like you got really famous.
Probably, yeah. But he's like the Logan Paul's very, very famous. Like, is he not? And
what's so enjoyable about them?
I don't know, but after that whole fucking Japanese suicide forest carry on, he kind of wised up a wee bit.
Yeah, he showed like a real dead body or something.
Two fucking roots, like. But yeah, I just love. There is that sort of like overconfidence because he's like young and loaded, where I would just love to see someone kick his fucking windpipe out. It'd be great. Oh my god, I'd have such a hard penis in front of the TV. Yeah. And then he's driving around LA, and Dylan Dennis who's a jiu-jitsu guy predominantly, has had a few fights, and he's doing below the belt with Brendan Schaub in the street. Like they go to like a food truck, and he's standing with a crew like having a chat, and Jake Paul drives up in a pickup and is throwing water bombs at him, and then drove off. And all. Dylan Dennis would fucking just like a balloon animal, just take his fucking limbs and tie it around his neck and fucking and kill him. Unbelievable grappler, but I mean, the thing is, there's a very, very real threat of one of these guys just fucking emptying him, because you pick on the wrong one. Like if it was someone like Masvidal or fucking the Diaz brothers or something, they're not there for clout. Like
now, the Paul brothers against the Diaz brothers, that would be a good fight.
Yes, I'm hard already. And by the way, them boys would fight you in private.
Yeah.
When no one's there to watch.
Yeah, they wouldn't
to knock
give a
your
shit
fucking
about that.
and just be like, don't fucking talk shit about us, and then fucking beat the cunt out of them.
I think people were tweeting that because Nate replied to them or something.
Oh really?
What did he say?
He was just like, I think he said, I'll do it for free or something.
I can imagine that.
Oh,
Do it
yeah.
for free, yeah. Just do it for the fight, sort of thing.
Nate Diaz would like, just get
That'd
up
be good, yeah.
mid-vegan taco and just fucking break your neck in half, and then
But it'd just be like a full dog fight, wouldn't it?
there really is levels to it where it's like, think of the tear McGregor was on, where you're like, what's he got? Fucking cement in his hands? He just knocking people dead. Then you fight like like Nate Diaz, who just fucking wrecked him, took him,
Yeah.
like put him down, fucking basically punched his head into a choke position. Bang. Oh my god, they just have no idea what they're doing. Like it would be like, I can't imagine in any other. Imagine you started talking shit like, yeah, fuck you, Ronaldo. You can't play football for shit. I'll take your place. It's like you're absolutely out of your mind. They're just way more advanced. Only in this sort of game, like, because there's money involved, someone will do it.
Well,
Someone will be like, I'll fight you for 50 million, and I have trained MMA my whole life, or I'm a boxer my whole life, and I'll just fucking walk in there and wreck you and leave. I would love to see it. Diaz brothers versus the Pauls.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Be good entertainment.
Oh my god. Especially because like the Diaz brothers aren't that good at slobbering because they both have speech impediments. They'll be like, yeah, fucking pussy, fucking, yeah, bro, fucking eat my asshole. Sorry.
Almost sound like they're from South Park.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited at the thought of it. I love it. And it will be one of those ones, like real bad blood, where like if someone got dropped and then they just fucking jump on them and just keep hitting them when they're unconscious. Like, we hear that noise because their mouth's open. Violence gets me so hard.
Wow.
Gets my days so hard.
This is so man, isn't it? Just them shouting at Conor McGregor and you getting so excited about them.
Fuck is up, you Irish cunt. Good morning, Conor McGregor. I know you're probably beating up old dudes in a bar right now, or maybe you're jacking off because you're sick of fucking your wife.
He's got one of those slight underbites that makes you want to hit him anyway. Hey, what's up, guys?
A fiction underbite.
You could do a lot better, but happy Monday. My team sent you a $50 million.
I know, and I love how he goes, yeah, Dana White, you probably can't get any pussy. Yeah, he's a millionaire in Vegas. Can he not? How
many hits did that video got?
How is Dana White not my dad? That's another question. It's a million hits. But listen to the camera work at the end. That's fucking terrible.
That's the bit you're most offended by.
Christ. Irish bitch. Fuck these guys.
Guys, like,
I just go straight up to this guy.
Let's see what Dana White has to say. 'Cause he's wiping his stink with fucking.
Did he have to reply?
With Paddy Power's
I don't watch
Cracker, you
things,
get
as
a
you
free
can tell.
bet if one leg lets you down.
Yeah. What's clout?
On the percentage scale from 0 to 100, what are the chances that Jake Paul ever fights Conor McGregor?
0.
0.
Yeah.
Never happened.
Listen, man, I get it. These kids, listen, both these kids, him and his brother, have done a good job of injecting themselves into the fight world. I am a huge Boston Celtics fan, okay? I love Nate Robinson. Nate's awesome, okay?
Right.
Have you ever seen basketball fights? Have you ever seen when fights break out in the basketball court?
Yep.
Yeah. Some of the shittiest fights you'll ever see in your life, okay?
Is it
35 pounds smaller or whatever the hell he was, Nate Robinson, and trying to take on Conor McGregor are two different things. It's like his brother. You know, I said earlier this week, his brother lost to the video game kid from England.
Right.
Now you're going to fight Floyd Mayweather? That gets you a fight with Floyd Mayweather? That's pretty crazy.
That's right.
But
KSI beat Logan Paul, and now he's fighting Mayweather in a fucking exhibition match.
KSI is?
No, Logan Paul.
What is actually happening in the world? Like,
He's right. Like that gets you a fight with Floyd Mayweather. You know, I'll be practicing at home.
that's mental.
Fucking losers, Latin.
I know.
I'll just sit here and eat fucking duck salads. Well, we've already talked for way too long. We should have went home ages ago. Let me bring up some questions here. Maureen. 11 comments. That's a nice amount for us to rip through, okay? Listen to this question. If she had to fuck, kill, marry 3 of your mates, who would they be? LOL. Yeah, that's a long afternoon, isn't it?
The joke is, you don't have any friends, so.
Yeah. And just the worst, like...
No.
Fuck, marry, kill yourself.
Yeah.
What's your guys' opinion on Prince Harry and Meghan doing their own podcast? I seen a tweet earlier. Somebody was like, 144 fucking million people on Spotify or something, but they still want their privacy.
I know, it's a bit weird because they sort of like, left the whole royal duties thing, which is fine. But I just think they're more a celebrity couple now than they are a royal couple. So I think it's people thinking like, you should do this, you should do that. I know, but I think it's just a royal thing is like you're expected to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
You have all these duties, say. Whereas now, I mean, she was a well-known actress, do you know what I mean? So she's probably just doing what anyone else does, which is furthering her career, maybe slightly. Maybe this is what they want to do. Maybe this is the new way.
Is that what Piers Morgan was cracking up about? He's like, well, then give us all your money back. If you're not going to do any royal duties, give me all your money or something.
I know. Do they still get paid from that? I don't know.
know.
I mean, I don't know enough about it to
Sitting
really
around
say.
and,
But
just 2 days to payday.
Don't know.
From Granny.
I don't know how it works. Like, do it
Cut to their podcast, and I believe KSI had fought his brother at the time, and neither of them were actual qualified boxers. It's a good Meghan impression, isn't it?
I know. That's the thing. Like, they might be doing
Sponsored
it for
by
really
Manscaped, and if you want to shave your anus with this, that one's used, and yeah, so very cool.
Yeah.
By the way, I forgot to mention another sponsor, FlowCBDLTD.com. Shout out to the Mulhall Bros, set up a CBD company. They got gummies.
Guys.
We've been eating the fucking gummies. They've got a care package they're putting together for Christmas. And they also have, will you hear this for the lockdown? CBD oil with vitamin D3.
That's the greatest idea.
You know, wellness in a bottle.
It is basically wellness.
Wellness. So if you go on my Patreon, there is a post that gives you a code that'll get you money off.
Nice. Helpful. Great.
It's like General Flow or something. I can't remember. Is it dead on to collect Patreon whilst not delivering additional content and instead banking content that will be used to justify tiers going forward? I don't see it as making a donation. It's paying for more content, except it's not. I make it 0 for December and 1 in November. Best part of £2 on the mouth of Christmas. Well, we'd had these comments before, because the guy's basically going, do you feel comfortable collecting money off people just so that I can like banking content so that I can lure people in via tiers? But that's not what's going to happen.
That's not what's happening.
And I explained it last week, and that's not even what I said then either. So there'll be no tiers for these podcasts.
No. Yeah, that's a totally different thing, isn't it?
Yeah. We're trying it for December. We'll have a bit of a rethink about like what way we want to. We might go into like sort of doing guest episodes the way we've done each month, but they're probably like 10 podcasts going out a month. But they're recorded basically in a week. And then the rest of the time is for additional content on top of that again. So there is regular podcasts going out for free. There's extra podcasts on the Patreon. But then the time will be freed up for different types of content also. So there'll be I'm not like getting people on the Patreon and going like, by the way, it's a tenner now.
No.
That's not happening. It'll never be a tenner. The only thing I'd suggested last time was possibly tweaking it so that the bottom end wasn't $1. That was the only thing I talked about. But let me tell you something. Some of these podcasts have been fucking brilliant. So hang in there for them, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think I suppose it's to do with the production level of everything, isn't it?
In fact, if there's been no extra ones because there's gonna be 12. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Was it not just that, there was like, I mean, I don't really know exactly, but yeah, there's going to be 12 that you get one a day. So it's just like a couple of weeks of not having one extra.
Yeah. Which would be 4 months of bonus podcasts.
Yeah, you're going to have 12.
Yeah.
Just quite a lot of work. I don't think people realise the work goes on behind this.
Oh, but it doesn't
Until
matter.
someone else sets up a podcast and then starts asking you all the questions, how to set up and how much does this cost and how do you do this? You're like, yeah, there's a lot more work in it than people think. Yeah, you're going to have 12 amazing podcasts come out.
Yeah. But this guy's lost £2 English pounds.
£2? What's £2 anymore, guys?
He's lost £2.
A coffee's not even £2.
He's had to wait, Maureen.
This is what the internet has done to people. Everything needs to be instant. And now
12 hours of podcasts, which is literally 3 months worth of bonus stuff.
I mean, if you were to pay someone, how many hours?
He's probably got kicked out of his house, Maureen. He's fucking sitting there feeding his child grass. He's went out to try and find some sort of grass to feed his child. Waiting on these fucking podcasts, Maureen. You've no idea what it's
the
like.
Amount of,
stop kicking my foot.
Stop having your foot there.
Jesus Christ, I'm losing my mind. Oh.
I mean, an average podcast is what, an hour and a half? Times by 12, that's how many hours.
If you come to Lavery's, it's fucking £8.
I know, I always think this, like, if someone would have went to the comedy
for
club
an hour and a
once
half
or twice, 3 hours.
But because it's in a venue and there's overheads. Yeah. I haven't left this fucking studio.
Yeah.
In a week, I haven't seen my child. You can't feed your child. I don't even fucking recognise mine anymore. £2? Just leave. I don't even want you to. Is it dead on? Yeah, I think so. When you get 12 highly produced, varied podcasts in one dose, I think it's very dead on.
I think, like anything, things have to.
But he's
adapt.
losing £2. £2 fucking pounds.
I mean, everything evolves and, people just don't realise it, but lots of things change and you have to up things a wee bit to be in line with, I mean, for God's sake, all I say, if you work in any industry, you could get your nails done. It's like, right, prices are going up because all of my costs have gone up by £1, therefore nails are going to be £1 extra now. That's what happens.
I don't mean to seem like
there's a lot of outgoing.
I don't mean to seem like
here too. So it's just.
What's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? It's not disrespectful, but like unappreciative or whatever. But it's like if £2 a month, you will get your money. You know what I mean? Like if you spread those podcasts out. That's
what's
more.
how many
That's
pences
more
at a
than a
podcast?
month's worth of podcasts, right? If £2 is an issue for you in the run up to Christmas, you're putting your money in the wrong place.
Yeah, well then save your £2. Don't do it.
Which sounds ungrateful, but you know what I'm saying. It's like
Also, you've always been very much like you don't, obviously it is supporting the podcast, but it's like, you're also, it's to get stuff, it's to get more, fun stuff to listen to,
sometimes
chats.
I'll tell you what this
merch,
is. I'll
there's
tell you
tickets,
what it
there's, like,
actually is. It's just a bit of a
that's-
transitional
yeah,
period.
mhm.
It's it can't flawlessly like just move into another thing. There's a bit of a fucking turnaround, and then 2021 will be a different story, and we'll be doing it differently again. But it does if it's a bit of a transition for sort of like a month, mid-November into sort of mid to late December, you get a big fucking injection of content, and then we sort of reset and carry on with the rest of the year.
Also, as you say, when things are opening up, there's a lot of
You
lot
can't
of plans.
unless I recorded 12 podcasts in a fucking 24-hour period back to back. That's the only way you're gonna get them.
Yeah.
It takes a while to sort of collate them, get them recorded, get them broken down. Huge file sizes, huge process going on, big transfers. Now people just think like, where is it? I don't live here, like, you know what I mean? But anyway, I've not heard about it whatsoever. Thoughts on Jake Paul slobbering to McGregor and Dana White? Yeah, it's retarded. McGregor leaving him unread. Did he? Did McGregor not say anything yet? McGregor will fucking send the Ra around and probably kill him. Calling his wife a 4. There'd be a load of fucking balaclavad traveller type chaps turning up with fucking machetes to his fucking mansion in LA there. Shake your pants. You know what I'm saying? £2, like. £2. Do you get many people message you offended at something you've done or said? If so, what is your go-to phrase to politely or unpolitely tell them to go shove a jam jar up their hole? No, never, hardly.
No, I feel like most people, if they listen to you, they know what to expect. Which is you'll offend everyone because you don't really mean any offence to anyone.
I don't say anything offensive.
No.
What
you don't. That's what I mean. Like, you're not.
What have I
actually-
ever said that was offensive?
Nothing, but people could take offence by anything.
Yeah.
Probably.
No, I think we know. We all know what we're doing here. Except that one guy who's his child. He's boiling leather to feed his child because he's paying me £2. It's not dead on. It's not dead on, Mafia. It is dead on. What the fuck? Why am I feeling bad about that?
Sure.
I'm putting out more content. I said I've told everybody like I'm pausing for a minute so I can put this massive dump of content, and people are gonna be like, "Fucking that wasn't worth the wait." Shite. Didn't laugh once. It was an actual conversation. Fuck's sake. I'm gonna take my £2, shove it up my hole.
What is it? It'd be 3 times the amount as normal.
So it would be 3 months worth of bonus podcasts in one go.
Mm-hmm.
What's the problem?
Do more.
Shocking.
You're not working hard.
How's Maureen feeling? Just realised this is the first sensible question I've ever asked on here.
Ah.
Usually asking some ridiculous shite about what would you rather, with Gemma Collins shitter being one option. How you feeling, Maureen?
Fine. Well,
You looked edgy there. I was like, what happened? Just shifting in the seat. How you feeling, Maureen? Feeling good?
yeah, I'm excited for Christmas. Not excited to go into hospital, but that's it.
Yeah, we're not.
Have to go for isolation for 6 weeks. Hooray, exciting.
Or maybe 4.
Or maybe 4, maybe 5, who knows? Yeah, everyone wants to leave their 1-year-old child
Yeah.
for a month.
But it's so ridiculous you gotta almost laugh at it.
Well,
You
you'd
know.
think that, but no.
It's
no.
so silly.
I don't know. It's very hard to process. Don't think about it. But
Just
think
think
about it all
about
the time.
like. Just think about like it'll all be over in 6 weeks. That's one way to think about it. No, listen, it'll be
I mean, I keep thinking like they literally put prisoners in isolation to punish them, so it's like
yeah.
great.
Maybe it'll be a good time to just rest and learn. I don't know. It's all speculation. I wouldn't think too much about it till you're in there.
I don't know. It's hard to process.
Just get in and fucking settle in, get your
Because
treatments.
once you realise you have to be not see your family for that long, including your small baby.
But listen,
then you're like, also get chemo, and you're like,
there
oh,
is
class.
a guy paying £2 out there. Okay, so you think you've got it bad, you know, having a husband trying to make 12 podcasts for people while you're resting and chilling out in hospital for 6 weeks, and this guy. How can you even fucking say that out loud after I told that story?
Imagine you trying to
fucking
bank
nerve
some work so that you could take some time, have a bit of time
to look after
free
my child because my
after a
wife
child.
is in getting cancer.
But like,
what do you
£2?
think? Why did you bring that up? Like, I mean, you're rubbing this guy's face in it. You're rubbing the guy's face in his own shit. The man's out £2 more.
I know.
I'm gonna start a GoFundMe where Maureen raises
Like,
£2.
I ain't getting to go to hospital for free.
Yeah.
It's not going to cost me anything.
Yeah, you might not see your kid fucking boo-hoo.
But imagine it cost me £2.
This guy's losing £2 a month, mind you. The time that you're in there, he'll have lost £3.
A further £2.
£3 he'll have lost, and all you're doing is relaxing and being fed for free on his fucking tax money. You're a selfish bastard.
I'm sorry. Hope I didn't offend him.
Here's the alternative. I do fuck all.
Yeah, that's true.
£2, like.
What's £2 anymore? Freddos aren't even £2. Freddos are probably $2.50.
Packet of fives are £2. Living in Damascus Street in the Holy Lands and can hear crawling in the attic. What would be your best guess that is? A Romanian? Racism! I dare say... where's Damascus Street now when I think about it?
Don't know which one that is.
Can't remember, but what would your best guess be that is? Yeah, I don't know.
Weirdly, I've never seen any mice in the Holy Lands.
He'll be a rat.
Woodlouses?
Woodlouses?
Woodlouse?
Look, 3333. Yeah, it's rats, man. Big fucking pile of rats, fucking. I'd be shooting rounds into the roof.
It's the worst thing. As if the Holy Lands aren't cold and damp enough.
I would sleep better if there was a knife-wielding maniac in the house than if there was a rat. I'd sleep better if there was a fire in the house than a fucking mouse. It's happened. We've had mice before being in the country and whatnot. You know, just leaving the back door open all fucking day while you're doing a bit of housework. And it's terrifying because you're just like, it's just like, and you're like, well, that's me
we had
awake
them
all night.
So bad when you remember.
But by the way, it was like 2 mice. You know, it sounds like there's 50,000 mice in your house, and it's one. It's crazy.
The worst bit was thinking that we knew where they were, and then you'd open up the cupboards where your plates were, and there was mice droppings, and you're like, well, can't use any of these now.
Yeah, burning everything.
Burning everything. Oh.
Let me just see if another question appeared. Did it? If you were arrested and no explanation was given, what would your friends and family assume you'd done?
I really don't think they would think anything, which is really boring.
What would you think I'd done if Colin's been arrested?
Probably making a joke at a policeman and then them taking it seriously.
Oh, really?
Like you pretending you had a gun or something when the guy stopped you. Like the Mr. Bean thing, and the whole time it's your hand. I'd be like, what's Colin said? That's what it'd be. Like, Colin's made a joke about something and you can't make a joke about that, and now they've had to arrest you even though they know it's a joke or something. Like saying bomb in an airport. You would totally do that. Or whenever you pretend like you've stolen something in a shop.
Did I do that?
No, do you remember one time I was like looking at bras and you thought the woman was like looking at you weird because you're like walking around a bra section by yourself and you're like...
With an erection?
Yeah. You're like, I'm just stealing things. Joking.
Did I say it to her?
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm hilarious, man.
So I think that's what I would think. I'd be like, Colin said something as a joke and someone's been like, well, I'm calling the police.
Okay, like whenever I did get pulled over for speeding and my wallet had fallen down inside his seat.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a good job I'm not going for a gun, isn't it? And I said that to a policeman. And he went,
and then you shot him.
yeah, and I shot his shins off.
So that's what I think. What would you think if I was arrested?
If you were arrested? I just can't picture it at all for some reason.
There you go.
I don't know. I really don't know. You're not a very angry, loud,
arresty kind of person.
No, I can't see. You would have got scooped up by accident at a riot or something when you were just trying to buy bras.
Oh, one of the many rats I go to, of course. I forgot about the ratting. Yeah, obviously.
I don't know. I can't picture it. That's a terrible answer. I can't picture it.
Cool. I'm glad I don't really want to be arrested. I've had enough this year, man. I don't want to be arrested.
True.
Jail will be the last thing I want. So.
True. Well, that was a weird last question to end on, as usual, but that's the General Banter Podcast for you. You end on a weird question that doesn't really go anywhere. The other day, a guy was farting in the steam room I was in. Seemed like a bit out of order to me. Bit out of order, although he was socially distanced, to be fair. Farting in a steam room, bro. That's how you should get arrested.
Who's going to a steam room in COVID times, man?
Exactly.
Ugh.
Socially distanced in a room full of liquid breath.
Yeah, just liquid droplet breath and sweat.
And the guy's farting in it.
I suppose they're kissing too.
In a steam room, like, it's already hard to breathe. And then the guy's just like, and you know it's going to be a big wet one in there.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's a bit obscene. Imagine. I'd just be like, fuck off, will you? I remember I was talking to Aaron the other day, and
that's so you. You get up from somewhere and you're like, I'm leaving because someone's farted in here. That's what you do to strangers.
Smells like shite in here because of that guy farting. Me and Aaron went to Oma. We went for a run and we went to like Oma fucking.
This sounds like a lie already. So
we went to Oma fucking leisure centre. Forgot the name for it, and we ended up in the steam room, and there's a guy in there. He was drinking a tin of Monster in the steam room for energy, and then he started talking about football, and then Aaron started just playing along that he knew about football. He didn't at all.
No,
he was like, them, and Aaron was like, them Blues, them fucking Blues aren't doing too good at the minute. The guy's like, he's a tin of Monster. And I was just I was like, someone better fart in here so I can leave. It was terrible. It was so bad. So awkward.
Just you two trying to talk like lads.
Just us two fucking fat bastards grilling in there. It smelled like
we room of pigs.
It smelled like dim sum. Just fucking hot dumplings, bro.
Oh.
I'm getting out of here more than any piss.
Wow.
I'm gonna fucking stop the podcast and take my £2 and just fucking throw it at some tramps. Is what I'm gonna do on the way up the road here. No saying? Oh dear. Yeah, we'll get out of here. The 12 pods of Christmas, folks, will be available on the Patreon if you want to hang about in there. If you've got £2 to your name and you want 3 months worth of bonus podcasts in a short period of time.
By the way, bonus podcast I think is the wrong phrase for this. It's not just like here's an extra podcast. These are features. These are 12 pretty cool chats with people.
A lot of guests I haven't had before. A lot of different types of guests.
Review from Niall said they were good. So.
He said interesting.
Oh, interesting.
He said welcome to Niall's one word review, and he went interesting.
They're very interesting. So.
But they've been good, haven't they? Very good. Very fun. Very different.
Now, would you pay a £2 film or more than £2?
Well, he's not made of money.
I know.
If I was paying him at all, but
some of your £2 is also going to paying Niall. So there you go.
Yeah.
Niall, you can have one. You can have one of those £1 of the £2 if you want it.
I mean, they're quite literally blind boys out there begging people to give him loads of money for nothing extra. For nothing extra, and he's probably fucking loaded from Patreon.
Well,
by the way, someone suggested the other day that I was making 16 grand from Patreon. I was like, listen, if I had fucking 16 grand a month, I'd be telling you to go fuck yourself. This guy's pulling in 16 grand a month. Bro, I'd be
I
sitting.
look for people get these
I'd
numbers
be
from
sitting
you.
here.
No,
I'd be in the
that's not
back
how it
of a
works.
fucking Rolls Royce with a microphone that pulled down from the roof, with my actual cock out, going, "Oh, you can't afford £2 a month.
If you were making 16 grand a month,
Punch
you'd be
my prostate."
You'd be calling out Conor McGregor for fights.
Yeah, I'd be like,
I
"What
got
up?
16 grand. Conor
What up, you
McGregor.
Irish bitch? Your wife's fucking disgusting." Huh?
He wants to fight me.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'd be like, 100 million. Suck my dick. Conor McGregor.
I have £2 extra.
I'd be more like, 50 grand. Can I meet you? 50 million. We do the podcast, please. Yeah, but
Anyway.
16 grand a month. Do you think I'd be sitting in a fucking industrial estate in West Belfast?
Freezing our nips.
I don't
off here.
think so. With no heating? Probably. But I would just have a nice... Maybe have a nicer car. And liposuction, of course. On my fucking cock. Right, I'm out of here. They're both cool.
Right about now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get to
Wow.
I'll see you next week, folks.
Yeah.
Shout out to manscaped.com and flowcbdltd.com and to my wife.
That's me.
Bye. I'm out of here.
Goodbye.
I've seen too many podcasts.